Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Classic Live Album War. We've got, once again, in the guest host chair, Mr. Jeff Young, live on location from Dayton, Ohio today. What is going on, Jeff? Thanks for joining.
A lot of music, buddy. Some Robin Trower, Rory Gallagher.
Hell yeah.
Today.
That's right. So we've got in the Battle Royale today, we've got Rory Gallagher Irish Tour from 1974, and from 1976, Robin Trower Live. My CD here is a twofer, so we got For Earth Below and Live, but Live is the one that we're talking about, and most of you who remember the LP, there is the back of that bad boy. So let's talk about the first one, the early one here. So 1974, we've got Rory Gallagher Irish Tour from 1974, a very, very memorable show. And basically this was recorded at all sorts of places in Ireland, no doubt, right? In Cork and Dublin and all that kind of stuff. A rip-roaring early Rory Gallagher at his best. 10 tracks, single LP released. In fact, both of these were single LPs. We wish they were longer, right? There's been a lot of great Rory Gallagher and as well as Robin Trower stuff released post these albums, but these are probably the two that are most memorable. Irish Tour kicks off with Cradle Rock. Amazing song, okay, one of his staple tunes. I Wonder Who, Tattooed Lady, one of my personal favorites. Too Much Alcohol, another great tune. As the Crow Flies, A Million Miles Away, another favorite tune. Walk on Hot Coals, Who's That Coming, Back on My Stomping Ground, and Maritime. What's great about this live album, it's a really cool mix of his electric blues and his more acoustic blues. A lot of cool slide guitar stuff on here. But overall, raw, in-your-face, rocking and rolling bluesy Rory Gallagher. Great vocals. His Stratocaster, just you can hear the sweat pouring off of it. A just real live feeling album. And I think that's what so many people always love about this album so much. It just kind of captures the essence of Rory Gallagher at that point in his career. It's just a killer live album, and it's live, right? Warts and all, this is like everything. And Rory, ever the consummate showman. I dig it. It's a favorite of mine, and as a lot of other people, as well as Jeff's as well. But Jeff is going to talk about the Robin Trower live album, which I think he and I both can say we both kind of grew up on this album. I totally did. I've been listening to the Robin Trower live album since the late 70s and have loved it ever since. Jeff, take it away.
Yeah. I mean, first about Mr. Gallagher, I remember he and his naturally relict Stratocaster on the cover of the earliest of Guitar Player magazine editions that I purchased. And so he was on my radar pretty early as a player, but I didn't dive deep into his music till actually recent years. And I'm really loving everything I'm discovering, and I'm playing a lot of Rory on the show. But like you said, the Robin Trower live, I remember my buddy, Tim Sutton, here in town. I went over to his house one afternoon after school, and he pulled that Trower album out, and I'd never heard Trower. You know, of course I'd heard Hendrix, but like as soon as I saw the album cover, I was like, okay. and then he put it on, you know, and the first thing you hear is Two Rolling Stones. So I was all in on Trower, and I'm a huge Robin rager to this day. You know, I play a Strat, looks real close to the one on the cover of this here album that was recorded in Stockholm, Sweden. That's at the concert hall in '75.
The cream white Strat, there it is.
Yeah,
it's great.
I mean, it's got so many early killer Trower tracks. Daydream, of course, the BB King remake of Rock Me Baby. Tina Turner also covered that one quite well. Lady Love, Can't Wait Much Longer. A little bit of Sympathy. Athena, before that. Again, this is this is an album that could have been a double or a triple for me. I could have done with a triple scoop of Trower.
Well, it could have been. I mean, because I mean, it's missing Bridge of Sighs, right? It's missing Day of the Eagle.
Isn't that crazy that those two aren't on it?
It's amazing, right? How do you not put that on here? I never understood that. But phenomenal album. I mean, for me, and one of the things that I think I like about this album so much, well, I like everything about it, but I think for me, the definitive versions of all these songs are right on here. I think these better the studio versions, in my opinion. I think Two Rolling Stone is phenomenal on here. Rock Me Baby is great. I Can't Wait Much Longer is epic on here. A Little Bit of Sympathy is like a perfect kind of concert finisher, you know. Alethea kicks ass. Lady Love is great. Daydream is beautiful on here. It's just, and his tone is just incredible.
Dude, you picked
Incredible.
the word right out of my mouth. I was just sitting here biting my tongue about the stellar Strat tone
Yeah.
that he always gets, but for a live album,
Yeah. It's pretty special.
you got to give it a gold star.
Yeah. And how about Jimmy Doer's vocals on here? Amazing.
Balls.
Yeah.
In a word.
I was going to let you throw the balls at the end of that. We both said amaze, and then I was like, I know Jeff's going to throw that in there, so that's cool. And Bill Lorden on drums. I mean, it's a great power trio. It's a beautiful album. It's scorching in moments. I love it. And basically, I think people know where we're going with this conversation. And as much as I love Irish Tour, and I do, this has been, for me, has been one of my favorite albums of all time. Robin Trower Live. It's one of my favorite live albums. It's one of my favorite like guitar-led albums, and I've loved it since the first day.
Out of that Hendrixy school, out of the Hendrixy school of players.
Yeah, totally.
That's got to be in the top 3 live albums ever.
Yeah. What I always liked about Robin is like he took from Hendrix, but he kind of did his own spin on it, so to speak. He had his own sound, even though it was rooted in Hendrix. I don't know. I say the same thing about Frank Marino as well. Both of those guys.
You're taking the words out of my mouth. I was about ready to run inside because I got the Frank Marino DVD right here. I've been enjoying it, and I just wanted to give you kudos and compliments and tell you I enjoyed the Frank Marino interview, which I listened to yesterday in its entirety, and I urge everyone to do the same.
Cool. Thank you.
Likewise, run out and buy that. Let's talk about some pristine concert audio that Frank labored, his life, health, and wealth and everything else to get right for all of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk about the anal retentive guitar chef. That was one of my columns in Fingerprints when I was writing for Guitar Magazine. The anal retentive guitar chef, but it was a great interview, and thanks for bringing that to us, Pete.
Thank you, and I'm sure we'll talk about that on our next show, right? But so for now, final words from you on Rory versus Robin.
Love you, Rory. I'll keep blasting you on Music Without Boundaries, and again, discovering more and more of his music. Rory's like a fine wine.
Yeah.
But Robin goes all the way back. He's in our blood, He's in our veins, and I got to give it to Robin live, even though I wish it was a triple disc set.
Yeah, I hear you. I agree. For me, it's a unanimous decision. Robin Trower gets it. It's just really special for me, and I love both of these players, but Trower's my guy. More so than Rory. And so Jeff and I both agree. Boy, Jeff and I are agreeing on everything here today. So that's okay. It is what it is, right? Like minds think alike, right? So Robin Trower gets our vote, but you guys may think otherwise. Whether you like Rory, you like Robin, give us your feedback below in the upper right-hand corner. You're going to see a little white circle with a letter I in it. Click that. Vote for Robin Trower live or Rory Gallagher live. Go to our Facebook page, vote there as well. And in 6 days, I'll end the count, and we'll see which one of these two makes it onto round 2. So, Jeff, any last words for our viewers here before we shove off?
Sea of tranquility forever, people. And be sure to check out my YouTube channel. It's Jeff Young Tube. And I dropped a new single last week. I hope you'll check out In the Flesh. It's the first kind of heavy, kind of metal, punky with some prog strains, vocal kind of thing that I've done since Megadeth. So it's been a long time coming, but I think it rocks pretty sufficiently. And I threw down a pretty cool solo in there. So I hope you'll check that out. And check me out usually on Tuesdays, Music Without Boundaries. We've been on a little hiatus past couple of weeks, but we'll be back home on the New York, New Jersey shorelines and back on the air. And soon thereafter, Mr. Pardo will be joining us in good stead for an epic installment of Music Without Boundaries.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it. So this is on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube every damn day. We'll see you. Jeff's coming back for one more episode of Classic Live Album War as we finish off round one. So for Jeff Young, I am Pete Pardo. We'll see you guys real soon. Don't touch that dial. Jeff, see you momentarily. Bye-bye.
Keep it irie.